Hello and welcome back to our study of Peninei Halacha, the teachings of Eliezer Melamed Shlita. Okay, here we are after a bit of a summer hiatus, and now it is Rosh Chodesh Elul as we heard the sounds of the shofar this morning. I hope everyone had a restful and enjoyable summer, but now Uru Mishinaschem. Torah tells us we have to wake up from our slumber. It's time to think about Teshuvah, Tefillah, Tzedakah, and hopefully everybody was recharged over the summer and the ability to get ready for Yom HaNoraim Haba Aleinu L'Tova. I also want to report that I had the tremendous zechus to spend time with Rav Melamed in Har Bracha, in the yeshiva, in the moshav, in the yeshuv, in Har Bracha, and to become inspired. And of course, he's extremely supportive of our work here of trying to spread the Torah of Peninei Halacha. And also pleased to report that, God willing, in November, Rav Melamed will be visiting the United States for the first time, and we're glad to have a small part of that. But one would think that since the last time we had the session, I'm not sure how many, it was over a month ago, well over a month, almost a month and a half ago, and I wish that our intro could change, but we have to still continue for Daven for Charlei Tzvagan Yisrael for Shalom B'chol Petzua Yisrael, and unfortunately no return. No change. We still pray for a safe return of all of our hostages, both living and no longer living. Those deserve Kavur's Yisrael, and we dedicate our learning to Nishmat and Daniel Shimon Harav Zerom V'Shel Shem Kam Damo. So, we are continuing with the laws of Tefillah. We're in Perez. This is going to be episode 99 of Tefillah, but we'll continue where we left off. Likras Tefillah Shachris Hakdama Shalom Fnei Tefillah. Misha she'ala amor hashachar asal adam olechas lepischo shel chavero o aviv o rabo levarchu b'shalom o b'chol bracha acheres. From the time that amor hashachar comes, the daybreak, so a person can't go to a friend, to your parent, to your rebbe, and you can't offer words of greeting of shalom or any other blessing. V'im asakain, and if you do so, harei shechshiva elusam HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So that means that you're treating this person or this individual as greater importance than HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself, kaviyachol. It's Gemara in Brachos, because before you're able to give thanks and to pray to God, so you are giving someone else shalom, which is not appropriate. In the note he says, and even though we know that davening is really from sunrise, not from daybreak, since one could technically daven, as we have discussed previously, already from Amud HaShachar, so therefore the prohibition begins. So, let's continue. It doesn't mean that one has to be rude, though, because let's say a person is going from his house, let's say you're going to shul, and in the normal course of things, proper manners is that when you see someone and someone says hello to you, so you could say Boker Tov, good morning. Shalom, but you shouldn't say the word shalom, actually the word shalom, because actually a lesser known fact is that one of the names of God is actually shalom. And one shouldn't use Hashem's name in greeting someone else before one davens. And let's say you greet somebody on the road, and you didn't have any intention specifically to give honor to a person, but of course, a person can, according to most poskim, you could say the word shalom. However, if they say it's better, you should say good morning, boker tov, as opposed to say shalom or shalom aleichem. And this is a reminder to yourself that you still have not yet davened. And one shouldn't be held back with mundane things before davening. And this is the way we should accustom ourselves. Let's say someone has already finished davening and you have not yet davened and says to you shalom. You could still say shalom back. Somebody says shalom aleichem, you say aleichem shalom. You could say that even though you have not yet davened because you know that the person is greeting you. So the prohibition is to preempt and to use the word shalom or to give greeting to another individual before you daven. But this is for mundane matters, but for a mitzvah one is allowed. If your father, let's say, needs you to take him to shul, so certainly you can begin with the greeting, and you could go and take your father to shul. However, one should still try to say the words boker tov, good morning, instead of the actual word shalom. And let's say your parents have to catch a flight. And here's using the example of leaving Israel. And you, obviously, because of kibbud av v'em, you have to help your parents, you have to assist them, and you have to take them to the airport. And if you wait till after davening, then you'll miss their flight. You should first say birchas hashachar, then you should take them to the airport, then you should daven. And he writes in parentheses, Aviv yispal b'matos, his father can daven on the plate. And the same thing applies to returning from a trip. So in other words, there are certain things that can perhaps preempt davening, but one should be careful not using the name of Hashem or to recognize that you yourself have not davened and to take that into account. So it's a pleasure to hit the ground running again. I hope you'll continue to join us through Rosh Chodesh Elul and the month of Elul to prepare for Yom Noraim. Please continue davening for Chayalei Tzvah and Yisrael for Shalom Echol Petuei Yisrael and the safe return of our hostages. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. Please tell your friends. Have a great day.